Forever. Dog.
Welcome to the Rearview. This week we're discussing WAP, the Friday Night Massacre at the Post Office, and Canada's Drag Race. But first, a quick announcement. So Chester is booked and busy and couldn't record today, so we have a very special guest host. You know him from his podcast Las Culturistas and game show on Quibi. Please welcome Matt Rogers.
Hello, hi. Very nice to be here with my sister, my queen, and my king.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We've got the whole
You know who
chessboard.
you are.
Yes.
The whole
I'm not good
chessboard's
at chess.
here. I'm merely a pawn tonight.
So you're going to be like the Joy Behar of the Rearview today.
We'll see. My quips might be at an 8 out of 10. You actually are getting me in rare form because I've had 2 cold brews, so I'm officially a killing machine.
I've had
Ooh.
1.5, but I've got the other half here, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, so I lied. I had 1 3/4. I had to toss it. It was gonna make my asshole real zone. And I'm looking, I'm looking to keep it in play for the next couple weeks.
Your asshole will be a no-spin zone today.
Thank you.
Okay, so first, before we introduce our guest, let's go over listener opinions on the queer legacy question from last week. What prompts moving a hookup from a phone number to a saved name in your phone?
Okay, so at Pablo Castrol said dinner after hooking up and realizing you both love Madonna. Now, I love that answer because if you both love Madonna, that means dinner was at 6 p.m. So that's a good answer. I love it. Holiday for both of you. Blue plate special. Come on.
Lots of talking
Rum Bear
points there.
said Willie size. However, I'm confused what Willie size is. Is that like
Like
bite
Clone a
size?
Willie. Like Clone a
Huh?
Willie. Like the penis.
Gotta be cock.
Yeah, but a Willie sounds flaccid.
That does.
Is
Willie is not a good connotation.
Steamboat
for
Willie?
You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
Mickey
You're not
Mouse
like, I'm
reference.
going to give you this Willie.
Willie.
You know, no one's ever said that.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Monique.
You want to
Monique-
see my Willie?
Monique, I'm gonna push
Flaccid.
back. If you're a fan of Madonna, you probably still say Willie and Whopper and ooh, sock it to me.
It's hard to sound sexy and be like,
Ooh,
you want this Willie?
Sockets? I thought that was Missy Elliott.
Okay, and
Just
then
in terms of the vowels and the consonants, though, we're not dealing with a powerful word. Like the Willie, the 2 L's, that's like living in like a very soft space. Whereas cock
Yeah.
is kind of hating you with
So maybe if he has maybe this is what he is saying. Maybe he is saying, at Saran Bear is saying Willie size, meaning like if it is a good size when it's a Willie,
oh, like if it
I
hangs
will say
heavy.
the number.
if
if
it's
it
Which is
hangs.
a
big,
little shade
yeah.
because what if you are like a grower?
hang low, sweet cherry.
I've seen a button push and girl, you're like, Jesus is real.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So Willie size.
at Feniciano says marriage. That
And
to me feels
That seems
disrespectful.
silly.
The amount of like Ian Avenue A's I have in my phone is really ridiculous. From like the year 2009 to 2012, I really racked up a lot of like, I think I have an Asher Avenue A. I have like a lot, and that region was really popping in the grinder zone when I was at college. So
The foot traffic from the Astor Place 6 stop, just
the
for Matt.
steps were being piled up, baby. And that's really what it was about. It's not the exercise.
Marriage? No. Okay, once again, cisgender gay men, stop focusing on marriage as the way that we can get our rights. And stop focusing on the way you should save someone's number. Marriage? That's stupid.
I'm sorry,
That's a
did I
dumb
say
answer.
at Finiciano? I meant to say at Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Sorry about that, guys. I don't have my reading glasses on.
VP pick, we think? No.
No, bitch. We might find out during this podcast, though.
Listen, we are so excited to introduce to you our guest for this week. You know her from Saturday Night Live, the Best Friends podcast, and the movie The Weeknd, now available on Hulu and Amazon Prime. The Thriller Spree in select theaters, and Woke premiering September 9th on Hulu. Please welcome Sashir Zamada.
Yeah.
Hi.
The one, the only.
It's me.
Very excited to have you. Now,
Very, very
Sasheer, we are living in strange times. And the first thing we'd like to ask our guest is, how are you navigating this quarantine?
Thank you so much for asking. You know, as well as anybody else, I'm just trying to do things that make me happy. I've taken up roller skating. Uh,
Yes.
Oh, I just
Skating,
saw
not
this on your
plating?
Instagram.
yeah,
That
mostly
looks fun.
It's very fun. It's mostly because Nicole Byer forced me to, but I will do whatever she tells me to do. And taking up hula hooping, tarot card reading.
The 70s are just back in every
Yes.
facet.
What kind of tarot cards are you doing? The tarot white, the Rider White deck? Is that
Yeah.
that the one you do?
I don't have
the
that
Celtic
actual deck.
knot?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. I'm getting into you.
Great.
You caught me.
Teach me,
I was like,
please.
okay, let's go.
Yeah, I'm still trying to learn.
I love tarot cards. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I it's a good way to like communicate and
Mhm.
interact with people without having a real conversation, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
What?
Which
you
we
analyze
need.
your own thing, I'll analyze my own thing. But we're like communing. It's
And
nice.
it's also good acting practice. So when they say like this card means this, you can really justify that
Yeah.
means something to you.
Yes,
Sort of like really
yes.
getting behind yourself, like and just bullshitting with the rest of them. Just kidding,
Absolutely.
Patrick. Sorry.
Just-
House.
At the bottom of special skills on every resume, I think the Ten of Swords says I got this job. I think.
Yes.
I think.
It's very therapeutic because no matter what the cards mean, you're going to interpret it in however you need it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Totally.
so you really get a lot out of it because you're like, the sun, how did it know that I needed to hear that today? That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like not too far from horoscopes. Like I can
Yeah.
read every horoscope of the month and be like, yep,
Mhm.
that applies. Yes. I do need to talk to that person. Wealth is coming. It's just like,
That is
it doesn't matter.
specifically me today.
Well,
Yes.
and there's something about a global pandemic to really believe like in the stars and like want someone else to have like a narrative that
truly.
you like some control over the situation.
Yeah. I was
just-
in New Orleans before quarantine started
Yeah.
and went to a voodoo priestess
Yeah.
and we made voodoo dolls together. But I didn't realize how involved they were. Like you have to. This is like a child that you're taking care of for the rest of your. It's you. It's a representation of you. So you have to like feed it. You have to like whisper things into its ear, like little goals and affirmations. And
You made
then-
a little you.
I made a little me, but you can't just get rid of it. Not like you either have to take care of it or you have to dismantle it, and that's also like a whole thing. You have to like thank it for its service and like take
Well,
it.
because it
piece
depends
by
on what
piece.
state you're in, because there are different rules. Like sometimes you have to, like the father of the baby has to like see a sonogram, and then you can get rid of it. And then I know in Mississippi and Alabama, I forget there are only 2 places where you can get rid of it. So.
Don't get rid of it, Sasheer. Don't get rid of it. You brought it
I
into
didn't
the
ask
world.
for this life.
No, don't
It's
get
sort
rid
of like
it.
in high school when you had to take care of the egg, you know,
Yeah.
and like you didn't
Yeah.
realize how much trouble it would actually be. You
Did
thought
y'all
someone
have
could
that
take a-
remote
Sashir.
control, like automotive baby? The
I
Sashir,
did,
like-
yes.
Yes, that one.
I had that. I had the
Fun
they
to
would
raise
think about
you.
it. It was like it would cry too much.
Yeah.
And it had like a little light sensor, so you
Yes.
could tell how much you fed it or change its
Yes.
diaper. I failed.
I wanted
actually
one. When I
failed.
got to high school, it was gone, girl.
Oh,
So
Girl,
Monique-
I had a Furby. Does that count? When you put that shit in the closet, it doesn't shut the fuck up. And it doesn't matter if you ate it or gave it love. I gave it so much love. I'm doing air quotes.
Matt,
Here
could
we
go
go,
What
y'all.
y'all.
sex
for that
did
Matt.
you have with
Pets.
your Furby, Matt?
when you were in the closet, did you shut the fuck
Complicated.
up?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Meow.
Did y'all have
I had a
gigapets?
Tamagotchi and I couldn't keep it alive
we're
for the
homosexuals
life
and
of
fruity.
me.
Yeah,
I
I
killed,
killed many-
multiple
many
times.
You
Tamagotchis.
My
killed
dad wouldn't
many?
let me have one. My dad wouldn't let me have a Tamagotchi. He's like, "You have a dog. You don't need a Tamagotchi." My dad's very like boomer of the 50s, and but eventually I did get one.
I remember the collection. You were only cool if you
Yeah.
had like 20 on your JanSport
oh
books.
yes.
My
Click
dad,
on.
my dad wouldn't let me get a dog, so he got me a hermit crab.
Well,
Oh, that's different.
Is that real?
Yes, but eventually we moved on from the hermit crab. But I was a little disappointed. But actually, we actually really adored
Kermit
It was
the
Kermit the
Hermit?
Hermit.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Wow.
cook them?
Did I fuck him?
No, cook them, girl. Cook
I thought you
them.
said fuck him.
No,
I've
did you-
seen him fuck other hermit crabs in the last year in Los Angeles. Though.
We didn't cook him. He actually committed suicide.
No.
What?
He
that what your
jumped
dad
out of
told
the
you?
cage one day and he was dead on the thing.
That
He
says
jumped out of.
nothing
well,
about
first
your
of all,
parenting
why was he
skills.
in a cage and not a
tank.
terrarium or
Wait a
aquarium?
minute.
Well, that's what I meant.
You're
It
about
was
to
a
get
terrarium.
canceled.
Those are
Animal
cages,
cruelty.
terrariums.
Animal cruelty.
You know, just as hermit crabs move on in terms of their home, we're gonna move on to your show, Woke, Sashir, which I just
Yay.
you say hula hooping, I say hula hooping, because let me
Hulu.
tell you, that was a shitty segue, but here we are. Let's chat about Woke. This looks really, really, really great. So
Thank
what got you
you.
involved? Tell us a little bit about the show. It looks awesome. Everyone can watch the trailer now.
Yeah. Trailer's out now. It comes out September 9th. I'm so excited about it. It's very timely right now. It's like talking about the police and race and art and people's perception of art and race and the audience's view. And I think it's just really cool. In the pilot episode, Lamorne Morris is the main character. He gets stopped and frisked. And then you kind of see his journey with like PTSD throughout the series. And my character is already woke, quote unquote. And I'm kind of helping Lamorne with this journey on coming to the other side. And yeah, I hope people like it and get a lot from it, and hope they add it to the conversation that we're having right now about the things that are going on. Yeah.
It looks awesome. So as a result of this encounter he has with the police, like this sort of surreal element comes into the show.
Yeah, he starts seeing animated things around him, which I love that style. I love
That's
things
super
that
fun.
match, real life with animation. And yeah, I think it's really fun because no one else can see that. It's just him. And then is he losing his mind? Is this a new perspective on things? Is it a dream? We don't really know until later in the season. But I think it's a cool tactic to talk about this stuff.
And not to like spoil it for anyone, but there's some of the funniest and most famous Black voices. So it also is like this tour de force on like Black voice acting, which we've been doing for years with Cree Summer. But I mean, like when you hear some of the voices, you're like, wait a second, oh my, is that who I think it is?
Yes.
So that's in the trailer. I was like, oh my God, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's a Black ass show. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. It's really cool. Nicole Byer plays a 40 ounce, and that's
Now who's Nicole
Very
Byer?
fun.
We haven't heard of her. We don't know who that is.
my bestie. Emmy
Just kidding.
nominated.
Stop living
Nicole
under
Byer.
a rock, you hermit
Yeah.
crabs of America. No,
I've
Nicole
heard
Byer.
promising things up and coming.
She'll get there. Yeah.
Legendary. You looked gorgeous when y'all went together, by the way. I just wanted to say.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
We're gonna dress up in her home because
Yes, it
the
was so
Emmys are gonna
cute.
be
Yeah.
at
Oh
home
yeah,
now.
virtual.
They're gonna be virtual, so we're gonna.
I
get
saw
dressed up
she
in her
was
house.
she was up on Gold Derby, potentially snatching it from Rue. We shall see.
If anyone can do it, she
If
can.
anyone can
That
do
would
it,
be-
I do believe it will be her.
It would be really cool.
And
We'll
I would
see.
stand that. I would
Oh
stand.
yeah,
Me too.
We would stand.
deserved.
Yes. Yeah.
Deserved.
Boom.
She could be the only person to do it.
Now, is
That
the
part.
show, is it at like a half hour, like mix comedy, dramedy kind of, or is it an hour long?
Half hour.
It's a half hour. Okay.
People's attention spans.
Yeah.
Are bad.
That
True,
part.
true.
Whenever you
Um,
make content like this as a Black performer, are you ever like, we shot this a while ago and god damn, why does it still fit? It fits
Yeah.
too well.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
an interview for it recently, and someone was like, I mean, what? Like, it's as if you guys predicted what would happen this year, and I was like, this would have been timely last year, the
Yeah.
year before, the year before. It like this.
The decade before.
Absolutely, this is. I mean, I guess we're at least at a place where white people are willing to listen and
Yeah.
talk more about
Right.
this stuff, but this has always
Yeah,
been,
you
been
guys
stuff
hear
that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Police
So.
brutality. It's evergreen. Yeah.
You said like a damn slogan.
I mean, that's we the
Da-da-da.
people. Police brutality. It's evergreen.
With
Yeah.
a big old
Evergreen.
smile.
Yeah.
One of these t-shirts be missing because NYPD knocked it out. But yeah.
Boom. Sashir, do you have any queer films or music you're into right now that you would that we should check out?
That I'm into right now.
We kind of see ourselves as tastemakers, you know. So
I mean,
we
does-
really wanted to see if you are on the cutting edge of something that we should know about.
Does
And if
I
you
May
have a
Destroy
cool
You
answer,
count?
we'll steal it.
I think it definitely
so,
counts.
yeah.
Yeah, there's queer characters and queer sex in
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's amazing. I May Destroy You on HBO.
That was good.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Hot Tops, you guys. These are where we break down all the latest political, cultural, and queer gossip of the week.
Is Sasheer staying with us for Hot Top?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
She's
This is
here.
the hot top if I've ever seen one.
And I have some breaking news.
Shut
Kamala Harris is the VP
Whoa.
nominee.
Girl, what's your source?
Joe and Anna just slacked me to tell me.
Are we
Listen,
serious?
also,
Like, who are they
you
in
said
government?
Joe, and I thought you were supposed to be like Joe and
Joe Biden
Just
directly-
That's what I
called me.
thought. I was
Talk
like,
to
who
you?
do
Oh my
know?
God, Mina Harris, her niece, just confirmed on Twitter, who I follow. Wow, that's I've been hoping it was.
We
So-
finally get
This
a
is so
mean,
funny.
pretty auntie VP.
Maya Rudolph is trending on Twitter because people are excited that she gets to now play Kamala on SNL.
I'm sure SNL is also very happy.
Oh
about
my
it.
gosh!
sure.
Yes.
I did want it to be Kamala Harris. I don't know. I think that she would bring excitement to the ticket. I think it's
Yeah.
fucking amazing that we're finally gonna get a black woman that's gonna be on a presidential ticket. It's
Totally.
history.
Yes.
I actually thought she was a really strong candidate that fought against a lot of justified criticism, but a lot of criticism I felt was very unfair. Wouldn't you know, a black woman facing unfair criticism and when she's doing something
Strange.
unprecedented? Yeah, odd. But I'm excited about it, and that makes me more excited about the
Me too. Also, she's like aggressive as hell, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see her debate Mike Pence. I mean,
That part.
like
Yeah.
She's a
no
bulldog
contest.
in the best
Yeah.
way. I mean, she will
Yeah.
fight for Joe because as the prez, he can't do that stuff. He
She-
has to look, and she can.
She won't
Talk
only
the
fight
talk.
for Joe, she fought Joe. And
Yeah.
made him
That's how you know she loves him
yes.
because she'll fight him.
She said,
Yes.
I'm not about to let you talk about busing when I was one of those little girls on the bus. Chill out, dog. And he was secretly like, I can't believe you said that, but you're right.
You want someone that's going to speak truth to power, to someone that needs to be spoken truth to. I mean,
And
that makes me comfortable. That
I
someone's
feel
gonna
more
be there.
comfortable with knowing that she will stand up to him.
Mhm.
Frankly,
Yes.
you don't want to push over VP, and she is someone who will say what she believes and fight for
10
it.
toes down.
I mean,
Yes.
also, Tucker Carlson is going to have the biggest rage boner because he's just going to be so horny and mad at the same time. He's going to have to deal with this and AOC. It's a wrap.
And he's gonna have to talk about the WAP music video this week.
It's-
So
it's a
he's,
wrap.
it's gonna
Oh,
be.
oh my
gosh.
God.
Talking about hot top. Our first hot top, Cardi B and Megan the Stallion dropped their latest single, WAP. Jay, can you tell the listeners at home what a
All
WAP
right.
is?
I don't want to speak on behalf of Black women. So I'm actually going to let Sasheer talk about how empowering
See,
and
you
how
are
important
a smart,
and how
educated somebody, bitch. You better
prescient
do
this
it.
song is. But I do want to say, gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me.
Unbelievable.
All over this damn computer.
Wow, how empowering is wet ass pussy? I mean, it was great. I love hearing women be nasty.
Yeah.
And I think that is important for society to let women be sexual and celebrate that. And of course, a lot of reactions were very negative and like, how dare these women? They're taking us back, da 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 da. But I think it's awesome. And I think it was very celebratory. And I love seeing Normani in there. And I love seeing all the other girls in there. Except
You better say it, bitch. Say it, sis. Say it, sis. Say it, sis.
Except Kylie. Why was
Why?
Kylie there? Why was
She's
she there?
everywhere. Why wouldn't she be
is
there?
everywhere.
It sucks.
I was really.
Bitch, I was like, who is this light-skinned black woman with this fat ass? And then I said, she got a good weaving, bitch. That was Malaysian or Peruvian. That was no Brazilian, bitch, because it was thick from root to end, bitch. And then,
she
Two
did
separate
look
continents.
amazing. She looked amazing, but I was like, did what? Is this
I
still
want
the
the
video?
costume.
She
What-
took away from Normani, is how I
Yeah.
felt.
She
I
had
know,
more
I
screen
know.
time. She
Normani
in the
was
room.
still. She was fine. She didn't take away anything from Normani.
No,
She
no,
was
but
fine.
like because she
Shout
has a
out.
bigger name, it like became more of a thing. Whereas Normani was
Yeah.
like fully dancing. She was in like
Yeah.
was that vintage Alaya?
Was
or
Kelly
something?
Rowland
That
busy?
outfit was
It was
like
great.
get serving Clueless. I was
Effortless
obsessed with
split.
it. effortless split as
Yeah.
Normani does.
As she does.
She's
yeah.
really
It was
does.
almost like it's almost like the whole thing with the Kardashians is they're always brought into situations to create more conversation or bring eyes to it. It's like this did not need that at all.
No,
No.
This was
We were all
Cardi
watching
and
It was
Megan.
Megan.
unnecessary. Like
Yeah.
that billboard in West Hollywood of Kylie's face. They put
It could
that
have been
up there.
just Cardi and Megan, and that was all
Absolutely.
it needed.
That's all
the
I
fact that
needed.
they brought in
They had
Normani, what a
choreography,
treat.
girl. It
But
was so
Mhm.
good. I said, "Oh, bitch, I'm learning that."
Yeah.
The only problem I had is that the audio with the video at first was the censored version, and I was
Yes.
like, nah, I need to hear pussy
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
When them
Wet
women-
and gushy.
yeah.
Chill out.
I think
No.
gushy is, to me, I don't
Grosser?
like it. I like hearing
Why?
pussy. Gushy
I
is
love
like,
anything they want to say to
Oh,
me.
bitch, that's good.
I
Anything they
don't
want to
like
say to
gushy.
me. Well, think about it. It started this conversation, so you know it was a crucial word of the lyrics, which are revolutionary.
You know what I felt like could have also been great if they would have just added the clip from the 90s movie. Here you go. You want to smell my punani?
Oh, yeah.
From Poetic Justice, bitch. That would have
Yeah.
killed me. Just that little
Great.
line. Perfect.
I'm
Would've
also
dropped it
very
in.
happy that Megan had to deal with all this horrible, terrible
Yep.
shit that happened.
Ugh.
And then she was sitting on this video the whole time like, oh, even y'all think y'all got me right now.
Mhm.
Y'all think, that was beautiful to me.
What a
Yeah, she's
year
doing
for
just
her.
fine.
Outside
What
of
a
that
year.
horrible personal thing, which
Yeah.
people did not talk about, which she was attacked, which was terrible.
Attacked at
Attacked.
Kylie
Shot.
Jenner's party.
Shot.
That was leaving
Very
Kylie
bad.
Jenner's house.
Yeah.
See,
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Let me
fuck
go
that
there.
Kylie Jenner of it all.
Allegedly.
Basically, if we took Kylie
Allegedly.
Jenner out of this equation, people would be more safe. We wouldn't have to deal with this nonsense.
It's very true.
Take Kylie Jenner out of the equation.
Matt Rogers, are you telling me that in 2020 white women may be putting black folks in danger?
I'm here to talk about it.
Karen's, Kylie's, all of them.
Kevin.
But I love that this was going to be the #1 while we announced Kamala.
Love it.
Wet ass
She
pussy.
better come out on the Democratic convention to WAP.
Also, the fact that the
We
Hot
can't
100
do that yet. Sasheer, Monique, we can't do that just yet. Eventually,
No,
we'll
eventually.
make
It'd be nice, but no.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the second hot topic because I want to get through these so Sasheer can be here for all of them. Okay, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy moved forward with a significant reorganization of the Postal Service leadership, along with a hiring freeze for leadership positions. The reorg involves the reassignment or displacement of 23 executives, including some who've been there for decades, and the target of the reorganization were the top 2 execs who oversaw daily operations at the Postal Service. Jay, how nervous should we be?
Okay, you know that video online where it's like these beautiful little kids singing, "Hey, yeah, wait a minute, Mr. Postman," and then it cuts and it's another group of kids singing it horribly. That's what's about to happen to us. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go from being able to be like, "Oh, I got something coming," to be like, "I think these are my freedom papers." I don't, like, it's just we're gonna time travel back. It's gonna be the Music Man. We're gonna be waiting for the Wells Fargo wagon to come around the bend. Like, it's not gonna be good. We're gonna attempt to vote with this system in November after it's been hamstringed by a government and, more importantly, an administration that wants less people to vote. It's bad. I hate that this is the emphasis I have to have, but it is very bad. It's bad from the top down. Everyone should be scared.
I feel it's a racist attack, and I think it needs to be called out as that, because I think that, like, essentially, like, so everyone's at home right now. The virus is obviously disproportionately affecting communities of color, and we all have the right to vote. And so we need to be able to vote from home. And I think, like, if you really boil this down, he does not want, like Jay was saying, a lot of people to vote, and he certainly doesn't want people of color to be voting. And I think that ultimately this is about getting resources to people so they can then exercise their right to vote. And I think that ultimately who's going to be able to circumvent or get around this? It's going to be people with money. It's going to be people with privilege. And I think that it needs to be really said loud and clear that he is attacking communities of color with this. And by extension, yes, he is attacking everyone's right to vote, but this is targeted, I feel. Obviously.
Absolutely.
Like everything he does.
Again.
And speaking about final hot topics, so this week, I don't know if you guys have all been watching Canada's Drag Race, but Judge Jeffrey Boyer Chapman told one of the queens, Alona Verley, quote, "When I see that booty and a little turnaround, a little full coverage foundation may have helped you out, sort of, end quote, sort of saying like that there should have been foundation on her
Ass.
on her very bare ass, like her human ass. Was this an appropriate thing, Monique Hart, as someone who's been through this process, and as someone who is very much a superstar drag queen? Was this an okay thing for him to say?
I'm going to say it surely was, because you are going on stage.
Mhm.
And if, as someone who went through it, like you just said, Michelle Visage said to me on All Stars, she says, because you're a person of color, your things have to match as close as possible. So I had skin tone, nude illusion, plus pantyhose, right? Which were 3 different skin tones. So it's all about the finished look. So if you're like, oh, from the front, I'm looking great, and I'm looking stunning, and then you turn around and you have the flattest of asses and the paste, you know, like put some foundation on it. And you know, J-Lo does it, you know, a little spray on pantyhose, put some bronzer in it. Like that's what they do. Why? Because your legs, it's the finished product. Like that's what it is. You're going on the show and they're going to judge you accordingly. And he was damn right. Sasha Velour paints the back of her damn head, so you can't paint your ass. Sit down.
But isn't this like a bigger question
issue
in the queer
is
community
that he-
concerning his judgment?
No, they
throughout
have a
the
problem
season?
that he is a black man in power talking to white queens. Because if they really have an issue, then Michelle Visage should have been chopped years ago. She's still there. Let's remember that she called Dita Ritz ashy, which enabled cis white gay men to therefore say that to her. So I'm just saying, if we are going to stand 10 toes down, this is what it is.
This is
what
not
it
the
is.
take I expected.
Well, I have a
No,
question though.
I love it.
I
there
know, it's
anything-
interesting.
Is there anything, Monique, to the fact that, while I agree with you wholeheartedly, is there anything to the fact that Michelle Visage has a history and a relationship with the drag community, whereas Jeffrey Boyer Chapman is an actor and a model?
This is the reality is that Jeffrey's queer. So Jeffrey's been to, we don't know who's in his life. We don't know what drag queens or whatever. And so we just assume, oh, he's just some gay man that started wearing eyeshadow. Now all of a sudden he has an opinion. Well, then we can say that to the fans who say horrible, trashy ass shit to us on a regular basis, plus sending us death threats because they just started watching the show. And now all of a sudden they have such an opinion because once again, they're only speaking from the perspective of their so-called favorite, which is predominantly white, who has had tons of money, who can come out so-called, pseudo-perfected, perfect, like Aquarius, she came out puss. But the bitch had connections and doors that Monet didn't have, I didn't have, Asia didn't have. So the difference is there's going to be a massive difference. What's her name? Iona? The lovely young girl from Canada. A spray on pantyhose, sis. And for this one reason, his comment wasn't out of pocket because what she is telling the world now is that she is a trans woman who did not fully voice her truth and da-da-da-da-da. So on any level, if you knew that, then you should have had a spray on pantyhose because that's what women do.
I'm speechless because I didn't think you were going to say this.
My takeaways is that if people dislike Jeffrey Boyer Chapman, then I don't know if I'm cut out for this business because he was the lane I was trying to follow.
Jay, you are a vast improvement on that young girl.
He didn't say anything out of pocket, and I think we sit at home and we would say the same thing, like, girl, put foundation on that. Like, just spray on pantyhose.
It seems like throughout the course of the season, Monique, people have been had problems with the way he speaks to the queens in general.
But he gives
do you think that's a real thing?
But he gives you shade. It is a show. Here you go. Canada Drag Race, Thailand Drag Race. It is a business, it is a show, and it is a part of show business. So when you get to the show, you better be ready to conduct business. You cannot take those critiques personal. As someone who did, and that it really fucked me up coming out of it. You cannot take it personal, and fans can't take it personal when your pseudo superstar is getting read, for the back row, because the reality is, it is a finished product. When you go to a Marvel film, you know what you are going to get. You know there's going to be a certain level of excellence, and that's what Drag Race on any platform is. It is a level of excellence. You're looking
except
at RuPaul.
for Iron Man 2, but yes.
Oh, well, okay, but you see, there at least was a budget.
Scarlett Johansson had a shake and go wig in that bitch.
You were wowed by the effects.
Boom.
Yes.
But at least the trailer made you feel good,
They had
Monique
spray
is
on
saying,
pantyhose.
If you don't love me at my brown cow, you don't get to love me at my stunning.
That part. Also, her look was bad. The chaps were like cut too high. It was not fashion. It was very, very flat. It wasn't cinched. It didn't give her a silhouette. Like at the end of the day, it should be a shape. You know what I mean? Shapes are shapes, but it should be a shape. And box is not one that is serving fashion.
We have to say goodbye to Sasheer.
Bye,
It's been so lovely.
This was so fun.
It's so good to
It's
see
to see
you.
all of you.
We're
Congratulations
really,
on the new show. Woke
we are
on
Thank you
so
so
Hulu.
excited to
much.
watch. Hulu
Thank
September
you.
9th.
Yes.
So,
Spree
we
is
will definitely
also
be
an
checking it
amazing
out.
one to watch too. It's crazy.
Was that?
Spree is also an amazing.
Oh yes,
Girl,
yes.
that
My
scared me.
thriller is gonna be out video on demand. It's very.
My
Scary
favorite line, you
movie.
said, you're going the wrong way. He goes, no, you're going to my house. And you were like, oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's a departure from the fun comedies I usually do, but I'm excited.
We love that.
Yeah.
We're going to say goodbye to Sasheer and take a
Bye.
quick break.
Bye, Sasheer.
Bye.
Bye, bitch.
You know, Matt and I used to go to We
thought y'all
Spa
about to say
every
we tag
weekend.
team.
We used to go to
before the
We Spa
pandemic hit.
all the time, seeing each other's cocks down, and
Obsessed
seeing
with the
all
spa.
sorts
I
of
miss
different
We Spa.
penises.
I miss We Spa
I love We
every
Spa.
single day.
I know.
What's We Spa?
It was our Sunday moment. You go every week,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a moment. It is an area where you can just sort of, fill your spa fantasy, and it's very chill.
Like the cock in New York.
Well,
No, because the cock is a little bit different. Like We Spa, the floors you can like lift your shoe up and it
Oh,
won't be
because the
stuck to
cock
the
is
ground.
gross, girl.
Yeah,
I-
We
but we
Spa's
love-
We Spa
gorgeous.
is like the
But-
picture of cleanliness. You
But
can
we
get a
also we
facial-
love the
Sure
fact that
is.
the cock on what's that, First and Sixth? Sixth and First.
I
Avenue.
like that thick curtain so they don't want nobody to see what's going on in there,
No,
bitch.
they'd be shut down.
Sex positive spaces, you guys.
I love
Sex
it.
positive
Can we talk
spaces.
about how the eagle always smells like somebody didn't douche?
This is
No matter which one
wow.
you go to, the London, Chicago, New York, don't matter which one you go to, girl, they all
It smells the same
Cons-
internationally.
Like, it's-
Especially
incense.
Chicago. So we're introducing a new segment today. First of all, welcome Chester back to the pod.
The
Chester,
prodigals,
nice
the
to-
Good
prodigal
evening, good
child.
afternoon. Yes, sorry.
So we decided that we really felt like Monique wasn't getting enough spotlight and starshine.
Never.
And
Not this face.
and it's ridiculous. And I really wanted to hear about her adventures in
the
thirst
booty holes?
traps. So she has this new segment we're premiering today for you guys, and it's called Heart Throbs.
Okay, so I was on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this Brazilian man.
Okay.
When I
There
tell you
always
it's
is.
like two baby arms, it's like two of Jay's thighs in this man's.
Oh.
I love it. Do you
Poor
love that?
Monique. Monique,
Yeah.
you gonna prolapse. You can't two?
No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, Monique, I,
mean,
just
yeah.
added you to my close friends. They're not as good as Jay's, but you can get some
we can coach you through
B-level
it.
quality.
Okay, but his name is Diego Barros. That's
Let me Google.
BARROS. Yes,
All right, let me
check
look.
him out. He's very.
Oh
very
my goodness,
delicious.
these titties.
Girl,
Oh my
right?
God.
Mini coops.
That's a C cup.
Right?
Wow.
At least. And you
Truly
see Jay's
wonderful.
thighs. And
Oh,
this-
I
and
know
What is-
him. He
what?
does OnlyFans. He masturbates in like public settings. That's like
Oh.
his gig. He like masturbates on the airplane.
Oh, I was like, I have never paid for his OnlyFans. I just went to Twitter and watched it. The
I'm-
next one is Devin Walker.
Monique, can I compliment Diego on something I don't think he gets? His nipple ratio,
It's
areola
right,
nipple
right.
to
Right.
titty. It's
Mathematically,
perfect.
it is
Mhm.
really
it's so
is.
good.
People don't.
Proportioned. It's great to see some girls out here with good proportions.
It's
Yeah.
what's that? The golden mean, Fabiacio's number,
The
Is
golden
that
ratio.
high? Golden ratio, golden shower, whatever it
There's
is.
something
Golden
about
areola.
a perfect nipple that does it for me. I really
Mhm.
think they're underestimated in the community. They're
I love a red nipple.
What?
I like a
Ooh.
Chad Michael Murray like appetizer plate size, big old
Like a
red.
candied
Wait, is that
strawberry.
his face color, and then you like that color of nipple?
No, he was looking like Chad Michael Murray in the face, and his nipples were the size of what I can only describe as appetizer plates.
Okay.
And
That is
look it up
toxic.
because you could really, I'm telling
What
you, you
in
could
the
throw in like a
world?
frisbee.
Okay, the second person is Devin Walker.
Yes.
He lives
Okay.
in LA. He is delicious. He was my backup dancer in my video Hot Sauce and High Heels. He looks like Jay's little brother.
So Devin Nunes, Congressman from California, Devin Nunes, right?
No,
Yes.
girl, you got me a heart attack. I was like, no, I didn't find his news.
My friend literally dated a Devin Walker who's a stand-up in Brooklyn.
Is this
This
the
ain't
same
him.
one?
No,
It
can't
could be. My third is Chester. I found his nudes. Somebody, I had somebody see Chester.
It's-
This is why you
your
gotta
third
be
is Chester?
careful. No,
Aw,
this
Chester.
Chester, this one.
This
We
is
had somebody
beautiful.
find his nude, so I got a cute little booty photo. It was artistic.
The booty.
I'm
booty
lying,
photos on
no, but he
Insta?
was like, it could be true. It could be true.
Chester
No,
was
so-
looking like he was trying to, that meme where she's trying to solve the equation.
You're
I got real
He's like,
panicked.
Now,
Yeah, my taint got a little sweaty there. I was like, now who did I send? Who would have sent? But you know what? I signed a lot of NDAs, so it's fine, honey.
Chester
Try me.
also was like, I know it looked good. If
I need the
took
press,
it,
to be honest. So
but-
if it
You're
leaks, like,
so
thank you.
foolish. Okay, our third is a chocolate gumdrop. Mr. Kenny, he's from the West Indies. Now, when I tell you he is like muscles and like, okay, look for it. It's KEEN_GR12. Okay, find this one.
Oh my God.
Right, look at that. Ain't he a man?
That was Heartthrobs. Give it up
Thank
for all
you
the
for
heartthrobbing.
Taste.
That's
If
a
you
wanna be
community
a heartthrob,
service.
message Monique.
if you want to be on the next Heartthrobs, please DM Monique on her Instagram with
Yeah.
whatever you think will get her attention.
Oh,
But only if you can keep it throbbing with your heart. Finally, our queer legacy questions. These are questions that every group of queer people have fought about over for years. What is the greatest Oscar speech? Who is the best Spice Girl? What is the proper way to douche? We are going to battle it out amongst ourselves, and then we want to hear from you. And you can add us at Grindr using the hashtag queerlegacy and give us your answer, and we'll read it next week on the show. Okay, is everyone ready?
Yeah,
Now
ready.
breathe in, relax, relax. Okay, for real, relax. You're gripping my finger. So, our queer legacy question is, how long should foreplay last?
I like it.
I love it. I
I'm
want
not
some more
going
of it.
anywhere. I'm not in a rush. I was hooking a while back. I was hooking up with this guy that I thought was really fucking hot, and
Okay.
sometimes I just think let's enjoy the fact that we're really into each other. And he always wanted to fuck like 5-6 minutes in, and I'm always like, this is like not enough time. Like, I also like to eat ass for a very long time,
Ooh!
so it's like I don't like to move on.
This is not a
That
Quibi
Go
show.
ahead and eat,
Yeah.
bitch. Yes.
This is not a Quibi show.
Yeah.
We don't
This
need
is
to
our life.
We don't need to get the exposition out in 30 seconds, honey.
100%.
Chester, are you all right over there, girl? Because I'm not all right, girl.
I'm
not
you know,
all right, girl.
you can,
Girl.
I have touch up my appearance in my settings right now because there's sweat just dripping down.
You know what's funny? With whenever I'm in a relationship, I'm always a bottom with my boyfriend. But whenever I'm like out doing my thing, I'm always a top. I don't know what kicks in for me psychologically, but I like to be taken care of by my boyfriend. And I
It's
like
the
to take
hunt.
care of other
Is it
people.
the hunt?
It's
You
It's
out
the
there
fight or flight.
hunting.
It's
Yeah.
the climb, Miley
Fight or
Cyrus.
flight.
It's the
Yeah, fight or
It's the
Yeah.
climb.
Keep
Yeah.
climbing.
No, okay, first of all, I do think that, different situations varying, of course, Grindr hookups versus dating versus all that. But in general, I will say I love foreplay. I think it's so fun.
Mhm.
I think that it's like, sometimes the most exciting part of sex, because you get to focus and just give, which is exciting, and I enjoy that time, that concentrated energy, or B, just relax and enjoy and not have to focus on anything. I think both of the two sides of the coin is very exciting and titillating to me. Specific time amount? I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit.
I'll
think
say
there
it.
shouldn't always
Okay.
be a time limit because
From a-
sometimes foreplay is just what needs to happen because we like to eat food, at least this bitch over here. And sometimes I like to cheat on my diet on a regular basis and eat bread and rice and things that are not conclusive for activities that you want to do afterwards. And so I feel there's unnecessary pressure because of porn culture and all these young hoes just thinking that, oh, I'm going to do what I saw in a movie. No. You gonna taste this, eat on this, get these groceries right now, front and back, and we just gonna call it a day because we just had Taco Bell 27 minutes ago, and you know you only got 27 minutes before your stomach is no more. So you ever be sucking a man's dick and you hear the bubbles?
The bubbles.
You never sucked a man's
Babe,
dick and be like,
I'm
I'm
a girl who has sex and then has dinner.
Yeah.
See, that's fine. But I mean, if you didn't know that, sex was on the menu, you was just like, oh, we're going to hang out.
True.
And then a bump, and a bump. Well, bitch, we had tacos or salsa or something.
Just eat soup. Just
I
eat
think
soup.
you can, but I feel like we can compromise a bit. I say 10 to 20 minutes of foreplay is enough licking and flicking and sucking and twisting and bop it and pull it. And you can do that within around 20 minutes. I think some penis needs to go into the orifice, the hole. I think at that point you need to start playing golf. You've warmed up, you know where everything is. And in that time, you can like have a little bit more fun. You can like still be like, oh, so like, what is your name? Because I didn't catch there's a lot of things you can learn during foreplay.
You said what?
What is your name?
Yeah, because
just to forget 30 seconds later.
For
Nice to
real,
meet
because
you.
I'm gonna be
I
like,
thought you found that out in the
no, you
What's
find
your
out
name?
like you said Ian from Avenue A, which
Ian from Avenue A. There's so many of them.
Yeah, I think 20 minutes.
20 is
I like
max.
that,
ideal.
Patrick. I like
That's
that
ideal
house.
to me.
That's very house of you to say.
Very house.
Very
Patrick,
house.
Because that's a
wait a
good
second.
long time. But
Patrick,
it's
you're
not
saying
too
20?
long.
Because
Yeah.
then you could fuck for like an hour 20.
That
But
part.
see,
Yeah.
even if you're just having sex, are we counting sex as like pound, 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 break, pound, 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 break? Because those are increments. Because are you just what's the sex time?
Patrick is the most chaotic verse, so it could be 20 minutes. He could be saying that today. Tomorrow it could be 45. Next day it could be 2 minutes.
But see, you know what?
He could be inside you
That's-
already. You don't know.
Chester, what's your take on time for foreplay?
As we all know, I have never experienced foreplay as a
Virginal.
We had to
virgin.
have a virgin in the rear view. And
Wow.
so Chester,
The representation.
imagine.
Yeah,
Just
we
try
to
and
have-
imagine what you would like.
We have
and
to
then
have a
tell
virgin that
us.
lights the big
incel
black
rights,
candle.
absolutely. Well, essentially, I mean, if foreplay is just talking politics, baby, we have been doing it this whole time. So my recording has been going for 28 minutes and 21 seconds. So that I think is the optimal amount of time for you to register this pussy and really get in there.
Wow, 28 minutes and 24 seconds from Chester. We got 10 to 20 from Jay. Got 20 from Patrick. 20 from House.
I'm going to go along with the house, and I'm going to actually
Okay.
say 22. 22.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You now
I
you
And-
don't
can
remember.
And then sometimes the foreplay also, then the sex, even if it's bad, you're like, well, that part was good. Even if the sex is
I'm
terrible,
gonna
you
go
be like,
for
well,
a
we
full
had
27.5.
Woo! What is okay? Is this The Price is Right? Someone should have went lower to
Wait,
win.
I
Well,
actually
you're the
feel like
low
we're
one.
doing
You
it.
went
We're saying the hookup is like really short.
The hookup's an hour.
An hour. So you're saying what did you say? How much time?
10 to 20 minutes
So
of
you're
the
saying
hour.
10 minutes of foreplay and 50 minutes of penetration?
Oh, 50 minutes of like fucking switching positions, fucking coming.
That feels like
chilling,
a long
then
time
coming
to me.
again. No,
Girl, I got
just
about
gonna-
2 minutes
Jay,
in you and you
you
gotta
should just
go,
record
so
it so we all know.
No.
And bring in
Y'all
the
ain't
extra.
never-
We need receipts.
Bring in the extra too.
What do we think about
Instagram
a
Live.
20-30 split?
Love
You guys
that.
feel
like
comfortable with
Kinda.
that?
Are
I
these
think
royalties?
A 20-30 split.
You said royalties?
Yeah, what kind of Warner Chapel music division is this shit?
You're so stupid.
Warner Chapel.
20, 30, and then 50 for his reps.
And then 50 for
Oh,
the I think
God.
Fair.
10 for the management.
Are there OnlyFans agents and managers?
No,
There should
I
be,
think
'cause
it's
some
Yes,
of these
yes, I
accounts
think-
are
I think-
bad.
any bad parent is what's officially known.
Okay,
I'm joking.
okay.
Sex work is valid and positive work. I'm not
Wow,
blaming your
Jay.
parents.
That soundbite is going to be the end of your career, sweetie.
Really?
I'm sending
I
that
feel like I'll be
soundbite
fine.
to OnlyFans. No. Okay, so we've decided, everyone. I think there's a general consensus. You should be having sex in a 20-30 split. 20 minutes of foreplay, 30 minutes of penetrating the hole.
And then hours of conversation.
And then
Exactly.
10-minute convo afterwards. Don't just throw them out the door. Have some couth.
I
Be
think you
nice.
should
Offer
feed
them
her.
tea, chamomile.
Real old school
with
style.
honey.
Send that man home with a meal.
With
Send
a
that man
meal?
home with
Yes.
a meal.
Monique, are you sending men home with hot plates with
I'll
aluminum
send you
foil
home with a
over
hot
them?
plate.
Are you
Huh?
Dirk Nowitzki's wife when he would be walking into the Dallas Maverick games? This is for no one on the podcast, but a very tall German white NBA player. He had a black wife, and he would show up at the arena with a plate with aluminum foil over it. And I was like, he's dating a black woman. So she said, I don't know what
But
they
you know that
serving you
food is
at
right.
the arena, but you gonna
Exactly.
take this.
I mean, but if you feed a man, girl, not only does he feel loved, but then he's like, "Oh, this is sustenance, bitch."
Monique, how are you, my cousin, my best friend, and my auntie? How are you all of these women?
Right? Just raised
That's like
by
if
him,
you
girl.
teach a man to fish, sort of that thing, but instead you
Yes,
don't
and
teach
then
him to
this is
fish, you
also
just
why.
keep giving it to him.
What this
so-
is if you give a mouse a cookie, okay? Because if you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna want a whole cake, and then after the whole cake, he's
Monique
gonna want a whole party
is
with
a
several.
size
This is how you-
queen, so Monique's gonna say if you give a moose a muffin.
Yes, muffins famously huge.
No, the
Big
moose,
old muffin.
dummy.
I'm
The
so
moose.
If you give a moose a muffin,
If you give a moose-
I want to
if
make
you-
that a song. Chester, we're writing.
It's a book. It's a book. It's the sequel. If you give a moose a muffin.
Okay, Monique, why don't you bow us out, baby?
Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun, but it's time to go. Thanks for tuning in to The Rear View. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or you can watch our show on YouTube. And finally, check out my incredible looks. Do me a favor, America. Leave me a nice review for all of the work we do.
And thank you to Matt Rogers for guest hosting
thank
while
you so
Chester
much.
was out.
And thank you all for giving me a reason to say that I eat ass in the home of my parents because I am visiting them. So that was really, I'm
That's
really breaking new
bold,
ground
girl.
here.
Forever. Dog.
The Rear View has been a joint production between Forever Dog and Grindr, hosted by Patrick Rogers, Monique Hart, Chester Lockhart, Jay Jordan, and special guest host Matt Rogers. Music by Gabe Lopez. Engineered and edited by Will Pitts. Executive produced by Joe Cilio, Anna Rubinova, Patrick Rogers, Evan Sterrett, Brett Boehm, and Alex Ramsey.